Hi guys. Um so I wanted to talk about abuse and share a personal story. I have a very difficult colleague. She's very manipulative and controlling, and a lot of people fear her and her energy, basically, right? So I have to deal with her at least once a week, and the way to it's very difficult to get along, because if I want to get along I have to um, uh, reject my own intuition and my guidance and my needs and my self-worth and everything that's me. Sorry, I have to watch the doggy as well. So I on Monday I had this confrontation with her where she wanted me to answer a question and I needed to think about it. And I was thinking, and also I don't feel like answering her questions quite often because I know they are manipulative. And she said, you still didn't answer my question. And then she asked something new and I answered, and she said, can you stay there and answer my question? Stand there and answer my question. And she took me, so she put her hands on me and she moved me to where she wanted me to stay. And in that moment, come here. In that moment, I could feel how my body was still there, but I was drifting away. Because this is what happens when we are being manipulated in a heightened manner. And it took me 2 days to understood that this was abuse, because she's been trying to control and manipulate me verbally for a long time. And sometimes it works because I'm also still reprogramming myself and releasing old fears and patterns. But a lot of times it doesn't work anymore because I'm not conforming to her manipulation, and I'm not willing to dance to her music and to make her feel comfortable, because she needs to manipulate and control others in order for her to feel safe. So a lot of times it's not working. And it just dawned at me today that she put her hands on me because I was not conforming or playing out her will. She said, stand there and answer my questions. And I was basically traumatized for 2 days because I couldn't really get a hold on what happened. I couldn't actually believe that she touched me and moved me there, right? This is how trauma happens. And I know a lot of people will say this is not a big deal, right? There's always worse trauma going on, and I'm fully aware of that. But that's not the point. The point is to understand where abuse starts. Abuse starts when somebody tells you to answer them or to talk to them. The first time it started was when she told me to talk to her more. And there was a specific reason why I talked to her as little as possible, because the more I talk to her, the more she's able to manipulate and control me, to find ways to criticize my work and what I'm doing, and to find really small stuff that she could complain about. And I'm open to criticism. I'm not open to manipulation and control, right? And she forgets a lot of things too, so she, should be okay with me opening up about that at some point. And it took me 2 days to understand fully my anger about that situation, because I was highly anxious and scared and sad, but also there was so much anger. And anger always arises, and confusion arises when we are being manipulated, and anger arises when haven't been speaking up for ourselves, when we've been allowing manipulation in our field. So it doesn't start with someone putting a hand on you and like punching you or hitting you. It starts with words and how people want you to act and react. It also starts with people telling you how to feel, what to say, if you talk to them, what to answer, how quick to answer, right? And most of us haven't healed that because there's so much abuse, and it's so scary to look at it, at how intense it is. But I became aware of, if I don't confront this person, this will show up again in my field, because this is the truth of how we learn lessons. I have to first confront that in myself, that this person feels like they can control or manipulate. She tries that with everyone, right? I heard stories before. But I'm probably the first person not dancing to her music and being able to be manipulated easily, because I've already have done so much work of understanding that energy too, oh, just another narcissist, just another manipulative person wanting to control me to feel better about themselves. So, and I try to find ways to deal with that, because it's very difficult for me to confront the massiveness of that. And if I forgot 2 days ago that I was touched physically and moved to another place, she wanted me to stand there and answer question. Abuse. Being touched by someone you fear and you are not close to, in a controlling manner, to they want to put you into another place. Straight up abuse. No more hiding behind the bushes. That's straight up abuse, right? So I'm still dealing with ways how to be able to confront her, but I know that's the only answer, and it scares the heck out of me. But this is how we grow and ascend. And I know I'm going to, because I know the good thing is that I get along with my boss, and he told me that I should communicate it with him if there was anything going on, which I will do, because I think people should know that, right? Because it just dawned me, you can't talk to people like that. And it just became so clear to me today that you can't tell people where to stand and how to answer and what to answer and how fast to answer. That is straight up manipulation and controlling. And it's important that we become aware of that. This is where abuse starts, and not necessarily only when we are being, because this is where she couldn't control me verbally anymore. So this is when she started to take her hands on me and move me to another place. Straight up abuse. And it's important that we become more and more aware, right? And then find ways to confront that in a very clear manner. And I know that I have to move out a lot of energy before I'm able to confront that. Otherwise, I will be too overwhelmed. There's lots of anger and fear in my body at the moment, which I will be able to move out by exercising. I will also communicate with my boss, because it's just important for them to know, right? I think. And something I'm really dealing with, And I don't think it wasn't worth it for me to fear Mondays, fear the next Monday or the next week already, for like a small job, which is not, I don't know, it's never worth being that scared and anxious. But yeah, this is where abuse starts, and this is where it becomes more vivid. It was just shown to me, what my body would like. By now, I trust my intuition, but I still have to go into some situations where I feel fear and anxiety. That's just also the truth of this life, and I don't think we can always like cut that out completely, even though it would be the most comfortable and peaceful thing for us to do. I think it takes time to also work through this, and there are lessons to learn as well with anxiety and fear and anger and being scared of situations. There's also things to learn there and grow from, and it can be a journey to leave that all behind. But I think the most important thing to leave it behind is to confront it in ourselves, and hopefully with those people, because I know exactly that this is one of the most important lessons I have to learn for myself in this life, to be like, to take my intuition very seriously and act upon it, and also tell people, like, also talk about boundaries, and also tell people that I don't like their treatment and behavior, also speak up and speak my truth. I know that's like one of the bigger purposes for me personally. Thank you so much for listening. I hope I didn't forget anything, and I hope that was helpful. Be mindful of your intuition and your body and your anxiety. There's so much truth our body knows about other people and their energy. It's so important that we trust it, and it's not always about leaving that place, but really working with that energy, especially if we know we came here to grow personally and spiritually. Thank you so much. Happy Wednesday and have a great week.